Gamers, VaderG, welcome back to the channel. It's been a minute, haven't made any videos for quite a while. Been meaning to do this video for a long time actually. Competitive versus casual play, advantages and disadvantages of both. I feel like I could write a book on this topic. I honestly do. Played competitively for a bunch of years, you guys know that. Competed at the highest level in Alliance Battle Extreme, Alliance Battle Legend. Played Alliance Tournament more times than what I could count. Sometimes successful, more often than not unsuccessful because it probably wasn't my thing. Haven't really played at the PvP highest level with Alliance Conquest. Never been in a #1 Alliance tournament type of alliance, but definitely on the PvE side of things, competed. Kind of still push World Boss Legend a little bit myself as well. That. What I've done, instead of me banging on for too long about all these topics, like I said, I could write a book on it, is I've asked 17 players who are currently still playing the game, who are in a mixture of casual settings, some very competitive players. I mean, the top #1 Alliance Battle alliance in the world, so in sort of that top PvE alliance, and also quite a mix of people who have been in that sort of top echelon and now are playing casually, and some who are probably in a bracket you would call casually competitive. So let's jump into it. Let's listen to see what they got to say. No more of me banging on about stuff. Let's have a listen to these, I think 16 or 17 guest speakers, and yeah, I really appreciate those people taking the time to contribute to this video, and hope that I've done the video justice by putting it all together. Thanks, guys.
Well, VaderG, this is TYG, the Greek 76. I would say I'm mostly casual with a little bit of competitiveness in Alliance Battle and Alliance Conquest. I'd say the biggest advantages of being more casual is that, I don't have to, necessarily spend a ton of time in the game, pushing, for that super high level in World Boss or super high score in Alliance Battle. Probably my biggest, disadvantage is in things like Alliance Conquest, where because the Alliance is more casual, there's not necessarily as much participation as I'd like.
Ghost Dog here from the Timeless Alliance. I'm a competitive ABX and ABL player. The advantages is having fun, digging it out, try to be top dog. And disadvantages, it takes way too much time. Have to redo every run over and over and over. That's why I'm turning casual. And I can still compete because my account is already stacked, so I don't need to put so much time in anymore. So I'm doing kind of casual and competitive at the same time.
Hi everyone, this is Xathena X. I'm a casual player right now. I'm just logging in and sending assembly points, but I was playing ABX ABL. I wish you all good luck.
This is Cruise 2016, daily player since the Civil War update, low spender, mostly casual. I would say casually competitive in AB. Usually I'm in the bottom 5 of a top 16 team. I don't stress about the game a whole lot, and I'm not willing to spend the money to be competitive, and the game is increasingly just pay to win.
Hey, VaderG. I prefer to play competitively. I play Alliance Conquest. The pros about it is that the whole team fights together. Everybody's like-minded. The cons is that it's very time-consuming, and if you miss a phase, it's hard to make it up.
Hey guys, it's S7IF. Since 10 years I've learned that being overly competitive can lead to burnout, while being too casual can result in losing interest. After experiencing both extremes, I have found a happy medium as a semi-competitive. Right now my main focus is still ABX, then AC and World Boss Legend, but I casually push these modes whenever I have time. Semi-competitive play seems ideal and surrounded by players with similar mindsets and goals. It promotes healthy competitive skill growth and enjoyment without the intense pressure often found in highly competitive environments. I still like seeing my name on the rankings, which give me a sense of satisfaction. The fear of failing behind motivates me to improve my skills and push me to stay ahead of the curve.
Hey VaderG, It's Chala116. I'm a competitive PvE player, so ABX, ABL, basically the score modes, because that's where I get the most fulfillment from playing the game. The advantages for me for playing competitive is that at least I get to see the returns on my investment. So when I invest in a character, I invest in systems like the cards, the swords, the uru, the whatnot. That's where at least I get to see my score go up and then get better rewards out of it. I used to be competitive in AC, but not so much anymore because I just don't have as much time as I used to. I really do enjoy it. It's just that, and this now goes towards the disadvantages of being competitive in this game is there's no days off, because once you become competitive, the next step is you become competitive in a competitive alliance. So now there's other people relying on you to contribute towards the alliance's goals. So I can't take a day off, for example, from playing ABX or playing ABL, because if I don't score well, the alliance doesn't score well, then I've let down 39 other guys. With me, that's the one disadvantage of being competitive. But it also is an advantage because there's some days when you're not feeling your best, you're not doing your best, and there's a group of guys and girls around you who are actually pushing, so they actually lift you up to a level where maybe you might not have reached individually, but as a collective, you guys are able to achieve something like that.
Yeah, my name is Aditya Baku, and I am a competitive player, especially for World of Legend and Alliance Battle content. My three advantages are a sense of thrill, like pushing my characters that I have backed to the limit, fine-tuning my personal style with the characters, getting to know them better, and seeing myself up in the leaderboard. That is also quite good. The disadvantage is occasional outbursts, screaming profanities, and stomping on the ground when stuff is not working out. So it's a sweet balance you have to hit.
Hello, my name is Alan. I am Afrohead. Former competitive player. Now I've been a casual player for the last about 3 years. I have a very solid roster from my competitive playing years. So, I mean, I guess that kind of helps with me not feeling pressured to spend money or, be too aggressive with building my roster. These days, I'm an extremely casual player. I do play daily, but I don't feel any pressure whatsoever to spend money on the game. I take my time getting things, and I get them when I get them. The advantages to that, I'm happy. I don't feel stress. I enjoy the game for what it is. It's a game. I have money to spend in the real world and do all the things that I love doing. And the disadvantages to it, there are no disadvantages. I'm happy now.
This is Toby from in-game name Toby It's True. I am a semi-competitive player that is in the top 10 alliance for ABL ABX, but I think being semi-competitive is the way to go now. There's not many two top alliances anymore. It's only timeless. So I just do one and done. My score is good enough to be in the top, let's say, 300. I don't chase brilliance. I just keep it very light. And I used to be ultra competitive, a top 50 player in ABX, but I gave that up because it wasn't worth it, and you just waste lots of money and lots of reruns. So I think being semi-competitive is the best.
Hello, I'm Nadia. I used to be a competitive Alliance tournament player. Now I try to stay competitive in Timeline Battle, Team Battle Arena, and World Boss Legend. Playing competitively has allowed me to see how people make the most out of everything in the game, and when such insight leads to something good, that sense of accomplishment is also very satisfying. The process, though, is definitely time-consuming. Also, as I'm not a typical heavy spender, I usually save more mats than I probably should and end up behind on building non-meta tunes. Then I will have to compromise in game modes like Alliance Conquest or Other World Battle.
Doom here. I'm a competitive player. I feel it makes the game more fun after all these years. I compete more so on the PvP side of the game, but recently competed in ABX and AT as well. The camaraderie of playing in AC or AT adds much more to the game that you don't get from just doing your dailies, in my opinion. Of course, to keep competitive at higher ranks comes at a cost. whether it's the time needed to grind all the game modes, the money you spend, or both. Balance is definitely something you need to work at.
AB24, I am competitive to a certain extent. Due to RNG, only have 1.2 rages. To be truly competitive in ABX, ABL need perfect rages. Marvel Future Revolution is another net Marvel game where the stats are guaranteed after 10 rerolls. Locked individual stats while rerolling others.
G'day gamers, my name is Mafi. I consider myself a casual gamer who likes to keep up with the meta. I usually do World Boss Level 1. I try to lock in a decent ABX score. There's some days where, you're busy and you just can't. You got a one and done. If you get a good score, it's good. If it's not, it's okay. Advantages, you never feel pressured or stressed out by the game. Disadvantages, that it's hard to find something to motivate you sometimes. You're often just going through the motions. You play Marvel Future Fight, so that's what you do every day.
Hi, my name's Cole, aka Swee, or Suey, however you want to say it. My current IGN is Penis Force. I get bored with IGNs a lot, so I change it all the time. My current alliance is 40 Worthy Beasts. I'm competitive in AT, AB, AC, Timeline Battle, a little bit of the new mode, Timeline Battle Arena. I think it's fun to hit your friends and your alliance members. They might not think that, but I do. I think with competitive gaming, you meet more people. You meet better people. You meet better players. Overall, I think you have more fun when you play competitive because no one likes to lose. Casual, I also see that side also. Because you're just chill. You don't have to focus on anything. You don't have to do all of your dailies. You can focus more time on your everyday life. You have more time to do that because you're just casual. Who gives a fuck? Flark's main points. Her main points were you can beat your friends' asses at GBR. And her main point also, when you're casual, you can spend more time on ranking. She's had rank 1 Kitty Pryde for I don't know how long, since she started, because she relates to them in the comics, in her childhood. So they care about that shit a lot. You're not just throwing every mat into the meta like a competitive player would, like bullshit fucking Noel and Sentry Bob right away. You play how you want, and it's all just alright. It's all just fun to me, no matter what. Also, thank you to Vader for asking me to do this video. Okay, bye.
Hey Glenn, hi. I'm Lancio, former Awesome Mixer, now Fantastic 40. And I always have been, I think, a competitive player since I started playing the game. I've stayed competitive. I still am competitive right now, but for sure I decreased my commitment to the game because time in ABX and ABL, that these are my main modes, and the ones that I try to play more to get out a better score and to have the alliance out. I do enjoy World Boss Legend, but I always find that I don't have really the time to push them so much. So it's one of the aspects of the game that I think I left it and not playing so much competitive. Yeah, in playing competitive, it's alongside being with friends in an alliance, that the only thing that kept me on the game, to be honest. So it has this advantage, and but to stay competitive, you also have to invest, and if you don't want to invest so much, you have to be careful a lot with your resources. So it's kind of a burden too. But for me, being competitive is important in the game.
Guys, so there we have it. Like, we've had some pretty big hitters on there, and like I said, thanks to everyone who participated. That is absolutely amazing for you to give up your time to participate to the video. The question I asked them was try and keep it to 30 seconds. From your perspective, what are the main advantages or disadvantages of competitive or casual play? I think before that I asked, are you a casual player and what are your main game modes? And that's the responses those guys came up with. So awesome work. Absolutely love the work that everyone's put in there. Some pretty big boppers in there. I mean, Gorilla Baby 24 can't get much more, I would say, competitive than that. You will see him at the top of all World Boss Legend rankings. Character rankings, character battle, whatever the hell it's called. He is pretty competitive. I think he's in Marineford, second highest alliance in alliance battle type activity. So got some pretty big hitters in there. NEM, Marvel Future Fight Doom, very big in PvP world. Actually, everyone who sort of contributed is a legend in their own right. Sui and Flurk. Flurk couldn't speak on the video, but big shout out to her. Okay, my thoughts after all that's said and done. I've got some pages of shit here, right? Casual is great. For me right now, where I'm at in my life, casual suits me a lot. I've got a bunch of other stuff going on. I run my own business. I play competitive tennis. I've got a family, even though my kids are pretty old now, 18, 20 years old. So, and you can tell from this video, I'm not like a spring chicken, right? So different phases of different people's lives allows you to prioritize different activity. Marvel Future Fighter is a great distraction. It's really good if you've had a bad day, like a stressful day or whatever. It's nice to sit down, not necessarily watch TV or whatever you want to do, because sometimes that shit is not super relaxing either. Some of the stuff that's on TV, so it's a good switch off. I think Marvel Future Fight. So massive advantage. You want to play competitively, has some huge advantages as well, but has some big disadvantages. So casual, less advantages, but way less disadvantages. Competitive, a lot more advantages when you look at it, but a shitload more disadvantages. So I'm just going to rattle through a few here. So casual, pretty well, log in when you feel like it. That's it. No pressure to participate. No pressure to build meta units. If you don't feel like logging in and doing a certain game mode, you don't do it. It's as easy as that. It becomes a part-time phone game, a toilet game, whatever the hell you want to call it. You spend as much or as little in game as what you want. I've got my notes down here, guys, so I'm going to keep on looking down there, here and there. Less feeling of being addicted when you're playing casually. I think that's actually a pretty big piece. But with all of that, you get a lower sense of accomplishment. You're logging in, you're kind of doing mundane shit. You might break a World Boss Legend record or something like that. You might build a character or tier 4 character, you get a bit of a buzz from that. Or, you could have it still score pretty well in Alliance Battle Extreme. I think generally I'm around top 100 still, and I'm not even trying. You know what I mean? But if I did want to push, maybe I could push up to 50 or 60. Not really sure. No real team effort. I mean, I'm in the same alliance as TYG, the Greek 76. We do play some alliance conquest, but it is not the same as when you're in an alliance with 39 other people who are going gangbusters and are right into it. Still good distraction, relaxation method. I've already mentioned that. And build characters you like rather than those that are meta. So like Sui said, and Flurk having #1 Kitty Pryde. Obviously she loves Kitty Pryde. So why wouldn't you have #1 Kitty Pryde if you really like that character? I don't really have any characters that I probably like to that degree. Anyhow, my thoughts on competitive play has to be prioritized regardless of what else is going on in your day. You have to find time to play the freaking game. You can't not play Alliance Battle Extreme. If you're in an Alliance tournament, you can't not play Alliance Battle Extreme, Alliance Battle Legend, and you cannot miss AT. If you're in an AC alliance competitive, you've probably got a little bit more cover, I guess. There's 40 players on different phases, but still you're expected to contribute. You have to carve out time in your day to contribute to Marvel Future Fight. It's nearly like a bit of a second job, like there's no doubt about it. If you don't participate, you let other people down. Like you heard that a number of times through the videos there. Fear of missing out. If you're a competitive player, you're always constantly looking to have meta everything. So whether that's meta characters, whether it's the latest uniforms, whether it's paywall uniforms, you might be buying. Well, I used to buy paywall uniforms I didn't even need. I bought them in case that character would become meta down the track, and I know all competitive players do this. So yeah, with that comes a lot of money. You're spending a lot of money and you're spending a lot of time. And really, the time for me is the biggest disadvantage. If you've got the time, that's great. If you don't have time or you have other priorities in your life, that's really the biggest cost of being a competitive player. You heard Cruz 2016. He's in top 16 alliances. Okay, he's not number one in top 16 alliances, but he's VIP 4 after 10 years. So you can do it. You can be in a competitive position and not spend the world. But I think that FOMO is a pretty big deal. So what else? So okay, having to gamble for new meta items. So we've just seen the CTP of competition come out. Seen some fucking crazy gambling, like fucking insane shit. Fatigue, burnout from competitive play. I've had it a few times through my Marvel Future Fight journey. Let's put it that way, where I've just gone, fuck, I do not feel like logging into this thing. Yeah, okay. Rewarding for personal achievement, 100%. You see yourself in the top 10, top 20, top 30 Alliance Battle Legend or whatever it is, Alliance Battle scores, or you see yourself at the top of the War Boss Legend, or you see yourself at the top of the Timeline Battle, or whatever it may be. It's rewarding. There's no doubt about it. Winning is rewarding, and winning is addictive. Team accomplishment. If you're in a top 16 alliance, and even better if you're in the number one or number two alliance, or right up there, you don't get that. It's like an insane team building environment, and that is a big thing. You also that feeling of belonging when you're in a group. You feel like you belong. You're one of the team. You got friends, and you do make friends. Being competitive keeps you engaged with the Marvel universe. I guess casual, you can still do the same thing to a degree. But I mean, overall, that is one of the cool things about the game, right? I hate certain characters placed. I hate Loki. I hate playing Loki. I hate playing Jean Grey in Alliance Battle setting. I don't have to do that with casual. I used to hate doing it when I was competitive, forced to do something that I don't like. That feeling of having to do stuff in the game, it builds up over a period of time as pressure. If you don't have time, if you've got family demands, got job demands, I mean, it's another weight on your back, so to speak. Forced to keep up, bingo, all this sort of stuff. So, look, there is some really massive advantages for competitive play. Like I said, that sense of accomplishment, sense of team orientation sort of stuff. There's some big disadvantages. Casual, less advantages, less disadvantages. Anyhow, this is a very long video, guys. Thanks for taking the time to watch it. Thanks for taking the time to listen to all the other players, and I'd like to thank all the other players for contributing. VaderG out. See ya.